Bad truth. What's happening, y'all? Man, what's going down? It's another Monday. Remember, we're gonna do this new little thing. We calling it Listen and Learn Monday. You dig what I'm saying? And if anybody's seen it like the little commercial, then already know exactly what I'm already on, man. I think the whole world is just really like outraged about what's going on in like Memphis. And so I got a few people that's supposed to like jump in here with me today. And so hopefully I'll see him pop up sometime sooner or later. You know what I mean? I got a real special guest. My man, he got a lot of knowledge. And every time I talk to him, he like so passionate about everything that he be talking about, man. And so it'll be a blessing to get him to jump up here, with his knowledge. He's a little bit older than me, but we kind of grew up in the same era, man. And so I got the chats on. So, as y'all join in, man, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I don't know what's up. Uh First things first, B. I gotta say thank y'all to everybody, man, that sent up prayers, everybody that supported me. Today, man, I passed that exam. I passed that last one. That what's good, Loki Los? Yeah, what's happening with you, baby? Um, Thanks for the support. Thanks for the shout out, especially you, Local Los. Man, I really appreciate what you text me. You dig what I'm saying? You said some things online, but you text me a good message, man. And it's for real, for real. We're in the building, bro. It's time for us to get on our grown man BI. And so, we talk about it all the time. And so I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, man, that prayed for me, everybody that supported me, jumped on the page and said congratulations, man. I just told myself, excuse me, like when I got home, I was just gonna grind. You know what I mean? I spent a lot of time on BS or just out here selling dope and taking the easy route, just trying to get money the fast way, little get rich quick schemes, and you know how that is. Just out here, doing a bunch of drinking and partying and like really not living for nothing. And then it's just like you go to prison and you go somewhere and you sit down and you sober, and so then you get to think about your life and you get to thinking about like, what have you accomplished? What do you got to show for however many amount of years that you are? And so I was looking at myself at 34. I went to jail when I was 33, got to prison. I GP'd actually on my birthday when I turned 34 in prison. And I didn't come home until I was like 47. You know what I mean? And so I had to really like look at my life and say, I ain't going out like that. I'd be damn fool if if my life is just mediocre. When it's too much to life, it's too much to get, it's too much money to get, it's too many businesses to start. And I think that everybody that God created on this earth has got something up here that's yours that the world need. And I don't care if it's all in the same lane, but only you can bring like a certain pizzazz to it, if that makes sense, because it's really real. I tell y'all all the time, nobody has your fingerprints. Nobody on this earth has your fingerprints. You're the only one with these fingerprints. So you one of a kind. And when God put you together, he broke the mold. And so I really thought like that when I was in prison. I really wish I would have got the head start on the Bare Truth label and got some things copywritten, because now I'm going through this issue where it's so many different groups and so many different people who's got that bare truth. I don't really think that they're whatever the acronym is for bear, which I got mine, that stands for being about righteousness every day. I don't think a lot of people got that. So I might try to, play with that. But if nothing else, man, it's the same old sugar bear. And but to make a long story short, today was a blessing to go out there to Black Hawk and take those insurance exams. And when you get done off that computer, you come, and when he give you that little piece of paper and you look on there, it's like pass. Thank you. Congratulations, you passed your examination. So it's like this now. I got the email. I'm about to get ready to start for Banker's Life. I got to start taking online courses with them. So they about to start learning me their programs, their policies and stuff like that. They paying me for train with them. And then after that, while I'm in the process of that, they'll get me appointed and get me bonded. Now I got to send it off to the state, my exam scores and everything like that. And then we'll go from there. Then I'll start it off with Banker's Life. But while we on the subject, before I really even say anything, what's up, yo? I see you, fam. I'm hoping Street pop in. You know what I mean? Me and him talked a little bit today, so today I hope that he pop in. If nothing else, I might send you the link or somebody. But we got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. I mean, it's sad, but we got to have this conversation. And but one of the things I wanted to say to my people, like when I left that little message, I responded back to a lot of people. It was so many, the support was overwhelming. Everybody was like, congratulations. I think we somewhere around in like 200 or something people reached out to me and said, congratulations. I really, really, really feel like this might be my lane to be the one to bring the black people some insurance policies, teach you about IRAs, retirement plans, and things like that. It's so many different policies, decreasing terms and stuff that I learned. I started having fun with this stuff as I was reading it and as I'm learning it and taking these quizzes and these tests. It's like, boom, now it's in my mind. So who but me to come show up to your door, man, and come help you get your business together, get your affairs together for you and your kids so y'all can have something if something happened to you, or the house could be paid off, if you still got debt left on the house, so that when you die, your kids don't have to have no fish fry, no GoFundMe, you know what I mean, just to have a funeral for you. Something happened to one of your kids. We even got health insurance and policies. It's some things that can happen to you when you go to the hospital, if you have to get surgery, anything like that. So, let's get it cracking, man. When God sent me home, I gave him my word that, when he cut me loose, if you give me the strength to wake up another day, every day that you wake me up, I'm going to do something with my life. And so, ladies, that's the reason why I stay on my kick about reversing what I used to do in my past, about trying to show y'all love, about building y'all up, edifying y'all, letting y'all know how important y'all are to us, to my brothers. I always try to drop a gem on you and let you know that long as you're breathing, you could do that 180. Turn around and get this together, man, and get your life back on track and do something instead of, being in the streets. It's too much that we can die for. Like what we're gonna talk about today with Tyree Nichols. You already got an enemy, the police. Why you gonna let drugs and liquor kill you? I ain't going out like that. So, I don't know about you, but I ain't going out like that. You know what I mean? You already know, Carlos. Man, we sell water to a well. We done did it plenty of times too. You dig? And so yeah, that's it. So now it's Bear Truth, the insurance agent, man. And so thank God y'all seen me, man, for like the last couple of months. I know I was getting online saying, yeah, I'm getting ready to take my exams, but them exams was hard. That ain't no joke. That's a lot of information that you gotta attain, and get in there on that computer. You ain't got no notes. You don't get to look at this computer and go over here and do that. You better have it together up there. So, thank God he gets the glory for that. Another notch up under the belt. And so, like I said, my peoples, man, I will be knocking at your door. Terranick, I am selling you something. I don't care what you got or what the benefits is. There's benefits from buying insurance from your uncle because I get a commission and a percentage. So that's another benefit. So benefits with me, you dig? But yeah, y'all seen the video, the commercial. Tyree Nichols, man, everybody been checking it out. What's been going on down in Memphis, and it's super super sad. And before I even go to Tyree Nichols, I just want to say shout out to the Kennedy family. Shout out to my uncle Lee that's over in Indianapolis. Saturday morning, man, I lost my cousin Tammy. Her last name is Odom. I think she might have been married, but her family last name is Kennedy. So Tiff and the rest of her sisters and the family that's on the Kennedy side, Koki and Marty, man, what's up? Shout out to all of my family, man. I'm keeping y'all in my prayers and keep my uncle Lee in your prayers, man. He lost his youngest daughter, Polly, to a car accident a couple of years ago. Now he just lost his oldest daughter to a car accident Saturday. And so Unc has been through it. This last couple of years has just been rough for him. Little Tommy was just in the hospital. He just came back from Texas from visiting another one of his sons. And so, Toya, all of y'all, big Lord, I'm keeping y'all in my prayers, man. That's your big sister, man. And, to me and my sister, she was damn near like a sister to us because all of us grew up in Arsenal Courts with my grandmother. And so when I was talking to my sister and I was like, we used to go out to South Park and steal. My sister used to get like all the shirts. Tammy used to get the jeans. Tammy used to wrap the jeans around her waist and put a safety pin in them. And she had this black long trench coat. And I would steal all the socks and the bras. We'd go in the Payless, put on some new boats and walk out of there, come back to the crib, man, and we'd be right. You dig what I'm saying? And so, man, it hurts. This one gonna hurt. We're gonna miss her because my mom about to celebrate her 70th birthday. And so Tammy we're gonna definitely would have had her pull up because she's down in Peoria. So Unc, ultimately, man, listen, man, I love you. I'm keeping you in prayers, man. And so I'll be seeing you in the next week or two or something like that, man. It'd be kind of cool if you came down and hung out for a couple of weeks or something like that. But yeah, now switching the lanes back to Tyree Nichols, man. I watched the video over like so many times. I seen what the police said. I mean, what they did, and just the language. You know what I mean? Just you know, I mean, not only was they just beating my man up, but the words that they was calling him, and then the things that they were saying to him. And so I'm gonna put my chats on pause. You dig what I'm saying? And let me see if I can get this back up. No, do that again. Okay, so I can't get to my videos, to my graphics. There we go. All right, I'm there. So listen, I got this new little equipment. So this is how we doing it. So we got about 8 people on deck. Check this out. Let's go ahead. Let's watch this real quick. It's gonna mute my mic. We're gonna watch this real quick. And then if anybody want to jump in there and talk, we're gonna talk. Let's get it.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out the fucking car! Damn, I didn't do anything! Hey, hey, I didn't turn your ass around! Alright. On the ground. Hey, you don't do that, okay? Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Tase your ass! Tase! Alright, I'm on the ground. Lay down! That's all. Lay down! Please get on the ground! I think to tase you! Get on the ground! Lay down! One, now! I tase it! Alright. Okay, alright. Break your shit. Okay, dude, damn! Turn the fuck around. Put your fucking hands on your back! Bitch, put your hands behind your back for a break! Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out! You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down! I'm just trying to go home! Lay down! Man, if you don't lay down, I am on the ground. Put your hands on your stomach. I got you. Okay. Okay. Get the fuck back up. I'm not doing it. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out the fucking car. Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey,
Yeah. Hey, fam, that was so serious. Man, you know, I hate that. I hate that with like a passion, B. You know what I mean? What can you really say about that? You know? What can you really say about that? That right there is just like, mm, it hurts. You know what I mean? And so, uh, the words and like the language and stuff that they was using, what they called him, you know what I mean? It's like, uh, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't get it. I feel you, cuz, you know what I'm saying? Just the crying. It's just like, I can't figure that out. You dig what I'm saying? And I had a guy that came through and got his hair cut. And he was down there in Tennessee. He used to be a part down in Tennessee. And he was telling me, about how the task force, how they trained and how they cut them loose. And then they are the ones that's down in like the black neighborhoods. They down in the projects you know, where guys are selling dope and guys is gang banging and stuff like that. And so they down there, and now you get down there and it's like this right here. All of a sudden, you treating they didn't gave you a badge. You dig what I'm saying? I wish my man would show up today, because the way he explained it was so hardcore, and he was just, echoing what somebody else had told me. So it kind of confirmed it. They give you this badge, and now you didn't turn yourself into a gang member. So you think that this gives you an authority to go into certain areas, especially where we at, where the majority of the dominant people are black, and you go down here into these neighborhoods, and then you treat these people like they ain't nothing. Now, I didn't see what made them stop him. You know what I mean? Yeah, loco. Those were some black officers too. You know what I mean? 5 black officers and 1 white officer. So they winded up getting a white officer today. But listen to this. You call this man all kind of B's and get on the ground before he was like, man, before I knock you the F out. I'm like, what? Fam is already on the ground. It's 5 of y'all, and y'all got handcuffs, tasers, and mace. What actually is it possible that he can do? You know what? And then this is one of the things that I kind of really wanted to talk about. And that's the reason why I titled today, I said, what did I do wrong? Because that's one of the first things that he said when they got him, when they got to the car. There's another video when they pulling him out of the car, when they rolled up on him, and he was like, what did I do wrong? And I titled it, what did I do wrong? And then at the end, and I said, nothing, you're black, you know? And so I wanted to say that to a lot of, my white friends, my family, that, we got so much love for each other. I always try to give y'all as best as I can on how we feel in our skin, and dealing with America, and then dealing with some of the things that we have to deal with just because you're black, you know. And it's sad when you start seeing black officers treat, what I mean, our people like that, when you know exactly how you feel. Remember yesterday I was talking to my baby mom. What up, Jody Love? And we was talking about in the past and how we used to live and how we used to sell dope and stuff like that. And one of the things that I was trying to tell Jody, I said, today it feels so good, cuz I see you in here, Wendy. What's up? Thank you for the support, love. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad we're gonna be getting together for the family reunion again. But listen, cuz don't you know how good it feel to be riding down the street and not have to worry about the police, and not from the sense of back like how I used to do it in the days. Like, most of the time I was riding without no license. I was probably dirty. I probably had an open container in the car, and it probably was a pistol or something in the car. So I'll give it to us on that end. We grew up hard to where we was rolling around like that. Excuse me. But now the love with the police, the situation with the police has gotten so bad that it's almost like this. When y'all pull us over, you gotta expect that there's a fear and there's an anxiety going on that's racing inside of your heart. And that's how I kind of felt like he was when he was on the ground, because he was like, I'm just trying to go home. And basically, when you get into these things and you start, you know what I mean, you start having home. I gotta post that, Wendy. That's deep, because that's exactly why I did what I did today. We have to worry ourselves to death for our kids now. And that's the truth. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted it to be listen and learn. What did I do wrong? Nothing. You're black. And I see a lot of posts and people says because I have a black son, and it's really real. Post doesn't go against community standards, but it may be sensitive to some people. What did I do wrong? Okay. All right. So they kind of got to tripping about the post about me showing the video because it was graphic. So if they clock us out, they clock us out. But right now, everybody viewing me, so we still on deck because I still see your comments. But so what did I do wrong? Nothing. You're black. And so now what I'm trying to say, man, that's super, super sad that us as black people, something that was so and I ain't gonna even say old school, but something that was happening back during the days, from slavery to us being free to segregation to my mom and them being growing up in like Mississippi, people down in the South having to worry about their lives, fearing for their lives, don't know if you're gonna make it home today. And so now we got the police. And not only is it like police brutality, but it's just like this right here. When they pull you over, I see the sense of fear in these young guys. It seems like it's the same old two-step. Every time you pull them over, listen, I want to get away from you. I want to take off and run. If I can run from you, I want to get away from you because I don't know what's going to happen. Why did you pull me over? It's just like, and I kept on wondering, like, okay, they making it seem like we always, fighting or going against the grain. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. We just don't trust y'all. I was hollering at, at Jada one time, and she said her little granddaughter Nyla said something. If the police pull us over, don't give them my name. I'm like, and listen, she's only 5 years old. And so when somebody talk like that lets you know that it's already ingrained inside our little kids' heads, man, that when we see the police, we do not feel like y'all are friends. And I hate to say it, but it's really real. He said, especially for black males, at one point, we were being hunted. And you're right, Loco. It just seemed like when they pull us over, you automatically expect the worst, as if, you know what I mean, I am gonna be riding dirty, or if I do got a gun, or if I do got a warrant. It's a stereotype that you put on us that's so bad, and that's how they was doing the search and seizure stops that was in New York, and it went against, the mayor and them had signed all of that, the governor and all of them had passed that law, and they was just pulling up on people. You know what I mean? Getting away with the illegal search and seizure, and you racially profiling them. And so now we got this new fear on our back, and it's an anxiety that's so real. Did you hear what the dude was saying? I just want to go home. That's all I want to do. I just want to go to the crib. And then when you come to find out about it, you know, when they start talking about his life, like who is he really off of the camera? When y'all got your little body cams and stuff like that on him, who is the dude? The dude is a skateboarder. You dig what I'm saying? Just came back from watching the sunset, taking pictures. And it's like now he gone, you know. And I was listening to his mom talk, and his mom was saying something to the fact, like she said, I feel like my son' life was appointed for a reason. And I feel her, you know what I mean? Because I'm from the spiritual realm and I believe in God, and I believe, nothing happens without purpose. God is in control of everything. And as sad as it may seem to some of us, you know, the way that she said it, she felt like, okay, maybe this happened to my son, so now we can bring more awareness to it. The only situation that I got about this is that it's happening to too many of our sons. And how many more of our sons do it have to happen to before somebody wake up and say, hey, y'all got these badges on, get y'all shit together, get it together for real, because if you're supposed to be protecting and controlling neighborhoods and you're supposed to have our back, we don't feel safe. We do not feel safe with the police in our communities, and roaming up and down our streets, because the first time you pull us over, especially if you white, we're gonna feel like it's a threat against our life. And now look, Street was talking to me today, man, and the first thing he said, now look at this, it's black on black violence. And so the way that he worded it, it was kind of hardcore, but you got to take a look at it. And I'm paraphrasing it because I was hoping that he was gonna pop up today. I sent him the link, but I was hoping he was gonna pop up today. But now what they doing is they sending more black officers, recruiting them into the police force, giving them a badge, get them training, and you see what they were. They was like a some type of special task force, and they said today that they discontinued that task force. But if that's a task force, look at how they talk to human beings. Lay down, bitch, before I knock you the f out. What kind of task force is that? Where you got to come up when you pull up on a man and snatch him out the car and tell him lay down before I knock you the f out? It's like, come on, fam. It's like, you know what? I don't get it. Carlos, he said, bad enough. We was battling white cops, and now they bring in brothers. Okay, the B.O.B. background 360. So, and you're right, Loco, because one thing that we need to be doing. That's real quick. That's the reason why I'm so against black on black violence. You know what I mean? And I'm so against it because not only, you know what I mean, has there been a hunt or a target on our head for like so long, but now look at what we're going through. It seemed like, man, we need to be more unified than ever right now, because one thing I tell you about the joint, remember, like last Monday, I was telling you about prisons, and I gave you a little bit of inside scoop on what it's like to go do some time and like what it's like to go jail, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I can say about the essays, when they go to prison, man, they just like that. Soon as they get off, I only seen one fight when a guy got off the bus, man, and they leaped on him and whooped him up real bad because I guess he must have snitched. So the snitch and sex cases and stuff is a no go with the Serenos, and so anytime they feel like you done came to prison for that, a sex charge or either a snitch in charge or something like that, they'll probably whoop you. They'll probably jump on you like real fast. But that's the negative side of it. The positive side of it, even in prison, when they get off the bus, no matter where they from, if they migrated from Mexico, they came from over there, they came from over here. When them people get together, man, they look out for each other. When they break bread at night, when they get to making they dips, they spreads be so deep, and they all feed each other. You know what I mean? And we in the prisons, we like cool, but even in there, we always trying to get over on each other, trying to, either steal from each other or, wind up fighting each other and stuff like that. And so in our neighborhoods, man, it's just like this. If you see this type of stuff that's happening on the news and you see that's going on, when do you guys start taking heed to that and say, hey, it's time for us to wake up, man. It's like I need to go back and start saying something to these young brothers, And from a sense, I feel like that's where I agree with Malcolm X at, protecting our neighborhoods to the point where back during those times, we used to kind of stand united and everybody was together. But from Martin Luther King's perspective, all the groundwork that they have done to even get us to a certain standard, now you got y'all guys, here y'all are on the task force treating us like they treat us. Come on, man. That's sad. If anything, when you look up and you start seeing black lawyers and you start seeing black judges and you start seeing black police, I know they probably think, are you gonna look out? Like, you know what I mean? Because I'll tell you something. When you get ready to go pick a jury and you go to trial, you sure hoping that it's some black people get on your jury because, man, I'm gonna post what you said, cuz, but you hoping that some black people get on there. So somebody that feels like you or somebody that understands where you come from can at least have like a little bit of green light or some light to shed on your situation. And now here it is, we got a task force with our people on the task force, our black brothers on the task force, pulling us out the car, calling you the B word, telling you to lay down, I'm gonna knock you out. And what was so crazy is that I seen one part of the video, right? And fam took off running. So, they didn't spray him in the face with mace. He made him extra mad when he took off running and they couldn't catch him and they tried to shoot him with the taser. I was just hollering at my guy when he was over here and we was sitting down here and we was talking, and I said, you know something? They got the man car. He's got his license plates on the car. Everything in his car. Ain't no telling, probably got some ID or something in there. Regardless of what, we know who you are. Guess what? We're going to find you. We're going to pull up to your crib. And you know what? Just based off of the fact that you didn't see no weapon on him, or once you checked the car, he didn't have no drugs or whatever. I know they got to pursue him. I'm just going into the what if barrel. Man, y'all could have let fam go. Like, we're going to catch up with you. Don't worry about it. As soon as you get to the crib or wherever you think you about to be, we're going to pull up on you and you going to jail. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's crazy that is, he's kind of tall, but as frail as he was, you mean to tell me y'all couldn't apprehend this man? Y'all even got those one little plastic cuffs. It's like, man, y'all could have been plastic cuffing him. You dig what I'm saying? I done seen so many different techniques by being in prison. When they want to come and get you, they can come and get you without all of that. You know what I mean? Now, if it's gonna be some rah-rah, the most I ever seen them do is shoot the gas inside the room. Boom, open up the little hole in the wall, shoot the gas in there, smoke you out. And when you lay down on the ground, that little mace, that smoky mace get done dealing with you, you're gonna lay down, they're gonna come on in there, they're gonna get you. But I'm just like, y'all, you mean to tell me y'all couldn't get him? Nobody could y'all couldn't comprehend this man, And I get it, man. Fam, he probably feeling like, man, am I gonna die today? And unfortunately, it did happen. But I just felt like that's what his anxiety was doing. It felt like, yep, you're right, cuz they wanted him to fight. You know what I mean? They'll be the last, you said they'll be the last ones to help you when you need them the most. And cuz I think that's what's so sad, because I be feeling like now we in a position here. We can level up, One of the reasons why I did the thing for Martin Luther King is because, you know, um, I know where my people came from in Mississippi. My mom talked about it all the time. And even in Indiana, there was some racism. So I know about growing up in the neighborhoods, liquor store on every corner. And so when you have Martin Luther King say, I have a dream that one day this nation, like, our kids is gonna play together, they're gonna go to school, they're gonna be able to do this and that. I'm paraphrasing it. But then all of a sudden you get Obama as the president for 2 terms. Now, black people, we deep in America, but we not that deep. That means that some white people voted for Obama. So if some white people voted for Obama, then that means that we are cutting into some of the racism. So racism ain't as bad as it used to be, but now it's more systematic. You know what I mean? It's behind the scenes. You get the little cover up. Or now they making our people feel like, okay, we give you this position and train you, and I'm gonna put you in there. So now you go down there and deal with your neighborhood and stuff. You go handle them. So now you down here calling this man all out of his name, talking about how you gonna knock him out. When all of a sudden, the only thing you had to do is approach him. You from the hood, you know how to talk. Like, hey, man, don't you know you did this wrong, or I'm pulling you over for this. When y'all pulled up on fam, y'all pulled up on him with rah rah. You know, y'all pulled right up on him with the rah rah, snatching him out the car, lay down before I knock you out. When a person talking to you like that, that's smoke. I don't see nothing else but a smoke screen. I'm like, hold on. I think I probably would have, you know what I mean? I probably would have tried to run or something, but with the body cameras, we out there with the lights, I think I probably would have went ahead and laid down. You know what I mean? I can't say what I would have did in that situation. And I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't know how he felt or what he was on or how he felt, but I just know that we as black people, we in a position now where we can damn near do anything you want to do if you work hard. Now, I get it. You're gonna have to work harder than the next person. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna have to work harder than them. And so, like right now, why you think I wanted to jump into this insurance agent thing? I needed to get inside this insurance thing because my people are hurting when it comes to insurance. I just seen 3 funerals go down this year, and it's kind of hard where people don't have insurance. You know what I mean? And you gotta try to get money together. I'm not dissing us, and I'm not what I mean, talking bad on us, but we have become accustomed to shining too much. It's too much flash, man. You know what I mean? And not enough drive. Too much flash and not enough drive. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Everybody's so in tune with going to the club and looking a certain way, and then you're not handling your business. And so I think that if God blesses me to wake me up and to give me this job with Banker's Life, or maybe He might take me a different route. But I prayed to Him today when I left Black Hawk College. I felt like, you gave me another career, Lord, and I know that there's a need for this career. If you bless me in this career, I promise I'll give you the glory for it. And that's how it goes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you the glory for it. You took me this way, you gave me this information, and we did it. So why did I go around all that just to say this? When black people jump into the task force to be police officers, whether it's judges, whether you're a prosecuting attorney. I remember one time I came back for my case, man, and I ain't gonna even say her name because now I kind of like know her by being back here. But I was at my PCR, right? And so it was 2019, and so I had been locked up since 2007, and so it was 2019, and I was back in court and I was fighting my case. And I remember all of my family they had to sit on that side. They couldn't sit behind me, and they had me shackled up. I was at the table. And so it was the first time I seen my daughter. It was the first time I ever seen Avion face to face. You know what I mean? I seen him while I was in handcuffs. They brung him to court. And it was the first time I seen Wizzy in like so long. You know what I mean? Because last time I seen her, she was like 3. So to make a long story short, the bailiff, she's standing behind me and she black. And so I'm looking back at my family and I'm trying to give them the thumbs up and I'm trying to show them the prayer hands, any type of motion or move to show them that I love them and that, hey, you know what I mean? Man, we thank y'all for showing up. She like, turn around, keep your hair straight. You can't be looking back there. I'm thinking to myself, I can't say nothing because you're in front of a judge, so you trying to be professional as ever. You really want to, you know what I mean? You trying to really look good for him so you can have a good outcome. But I'm just thinking to myself, shorty behind me, it's like, damn, you don't even want me to even smile at my kids or at my grandkids. You don't even want me, you know what I mean? And so I'm saying all of that to say this, man. It's like us as black people, I want us to rise. I want us to level up. I think you should. I promote it. I'm going to stand behind you. I'm praying for you to level up. I'm praying for you to rise up. But when we get in these positions, I'm not saying, oh, man, you got to do some extra stuff where you're going to get yourself in trouble for the black man or for your people. But you know that we hurting and you know that we struggling and you know that we behind. So if nothing else, every chance you get, you owe it to your peoples to drop a gem on them, to drop some type of knowledge. You owe it to your people to say, hey, if I'm standing up here, I gotta extend that hand to try to pull you up over that wall. If you don't do that, then you off your, you know what I mean, you off your square. And like you said, Loco Los, that's a power trip. You dig what I'm saying? And that's how it is. You know what I mean? And what about it from this perspective though too, Los? Do you kind of feel like sometimes we probably been down for so long that sometimes you might get into a position of authority or power and it just go to your head where you feel like I ain't really had nothing before or nothing like that? Because it happens sometimes, like in prison, you see the CEOs that come in there that really want to make your life hell. And it's just like, fam, all you doing is babysitting. You come to the prison and we take care of ourselves. You know what I mean? And other than that, we don't, you know what I mean? Other than that, we don't even really need you for nothing. You know what I mean? As long as there ain't no fighting, like the officer told me, as long as you ain't fighting, as long as I don't catch you having sex, you ain't got no weapons, you ain't nowhere in a corner smoking some K2 or something like that. Gambling is gonna happen on the deck anyway. Can't stop the gambling. But meanwhile, your job is just to walk around. Only thing you do is just do rounds, do circles, call people when it's mail time, pass out mail, or stand in front of the child hall when they pass out the meals. That's it. So being a correctional officer is nothing, but you have it. You have people that get into authority, and then as soon as they get into them positions, they get the feeling like, acting what Juvie say, local laws, acting like a nigga that ain't never had shit. You know what I mean? And that's how it be though sometimes, fam. It's just like you acting like somebody that ain't never had nothing. And really you in a great position to level up and then be that difference maker. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying that you got to try to cheat or you got to try to do some extracurricular to make it seem like, yeah, I look up. No, don't lose your job and don't do none of that, and don't let nobody, what I mean, con you or persuade you to do something that you ain't got no business doing. But what you can do is you can level up and you can be that change that we need, because how is it going to change if we don't change it? You know what I mean? You got people that don't even want to do jury duty. You know what I mean? They duck and dodge that. You know what I mean? But what if they put you on a case and it's a case that, you know what I mean, we need some people in color, somebody that can, cipher, you know what I mean? Like cipher, like what's the truth? You know where we come from, you know what's going down. Sometimes, man, we lacking and man, we just lack. And so what we do is we escape by just selling dope. We feel like we just gonna sell dope and we just gonna codeine and Percocet ourselves to death to the problem. But like the problem's gonna go away. The problems ain't going nowhere, fam. Problems are still right there in your face. As soon as you come down, when you get done getting high, when you get done getting drunk, you smoke all the weed you want to, the problems are still there. Number one, against all of us males, we black. Got that black skin on you. Cause what you say, how can we struggle? How can we strengthen the minds of our youth and the older men and women to come together as one? That's a good question. And if anybody see this question, if anybody got something that they feel like we should do, because you know something, cause that's what we've been talking about. Um, Big cousin Troy, we're gonna do something for spring break. We're gonna cut some hair, and I was gonna do like some haircuts for like the youth, and bring them in there, and just once we get them in there to where I get a chance to cut their hair. What we was gonna do, we was gonna set it up so they could play video games, but at the same time, we wanted to like try to sharpen them up. We wanted to try to, let them know we love y'all. This is what's going on, and these are some of the things that we got to teach them, because we got to be letting them know, that this is what it is. I hate to say it, but it is a reality. The very fact that you're black, you have a target on your back. And so I'll never forget, man, chopping it up with Black in the barbershop. And he said something that was so sincere, man. He was like, I'm so tired of seeing these guys in their 30s and in their 40s acting like they little kids. Want to be, and I listen, I have no problem with you, you know what I mean, going out to the club or dressing up, getting fresh and doing that. But I think if you really feel like you're a man, if you really feel like you're a man, you have a duty to go back and uplift. You got a duty, man, to try to be there for your kids. You have a duty, you know what I mean, to go back to your community and try to raise them up and try to lift them up. And mothers, one thing y'all got to remember too, if you single parents and you got a son, the best thing you can do, Yo was saying this when me and Yo was talking. She can't teach her son how to be a man, but guess what she can teach him? She can teach him respect. And if you don't teach your son respect, I'm telling you, the streets will kill your son. You know what I mean? And I'm not for sure on who the father is or who's supposed to be the father, whatever you claim the father role is supposed to be. But I tell you this, if you don't discipline your child, and that's something that you can do, you know what I mean? You can discipline your child and you can give your child respect. You can teach him respect and you can teach him not to lie and not to play games. These are moral standards that a mother can do when she's a single parent for her sons. So then that way, when you go out into the world, I'm telling you, you create the atmosphere for yourself. I keep trying to tell y'all, words are powerful. So what you give to your kids and what you feed into your kids is what's gonna come out of your kids. So if you sitting in a crib and you feed them all of this miscellaneous rap that's over here that's going on, or every time they see you and your friends hanging out, y'all cussing, y'all drinking, y'all doing this and that, and this is what y'all doing, and you allowing your kids to do whatever they want to do, guess what? Your kids is coming out into this world doing exactly that. Your kids can't give the world nothing else that you didn't give them. Now, yeah, I get it. Can't nobody teach a young boy how to be a man, but I'm telling you, out here in this world, one thing you can give your kids is respect, morals, and love. You know what I mean? And how to talk to people. That's simple. Those are just simple morals and simple standards. You dig what I'm saying? You reap what you sow. Yeah, you're right. You reap what you sow. Local lows. And I mean, it's just very serious because they losing. And I know we so behind schedule, Los, because a lot of the OGs, what they like to call us, or like a lot of the older cats, man, they locked up. The prison is so filled with it, and it's so sad because uh when you go to prison, I see him, and that's what they call us in the joint. Anybody that's probably like 40 and above, you're OG, And so when they come into the barbershop or they get in the chair, I thank God for that blessing to be able to cut hair because that's when you get a chance to, what I mean, chop it up with them. I cut like a little 5-year-old hair today. And I mean, he just sit there and we just had a conversation. Like, it's your birthday. How old did you turn? 5. Like, yep, you're gonna be sharp when I get done. Showing him the mirror and showing him stuff. And when you have a conversation with a kid, even if he's 5 years old, he's going to listen to you. So right then and there, you got a chance to feed into him. And so when I catch them when they like 8, 9, and 10 and 12, or I catch my grandson when he in the chair, I'm asking him, how you doing in school? What you think you're gonna do with the basketball? Stay focused, stay doing this and that. I gotta give you something when I can give it to you. Because we have a responsibility, us individuals. And I feel like if you're in your 30s, you dig what I'm saying? You got a responsibility to give it back to the youth. You know what I mean? And so I know that it's on my conscience and I know that I make it a habit. And I'm saying if it's not on your conscience, if you haven't made it a habit, I'm asking you today. This is listen and learn. Listen to what I'm saying and learn something, fam. Make it a habit to go back and tell somebody the right thing. That's the reason why I switched the whole thing up. B.A.R.E, B-A.R.E, being about righteousness every day. Am I perfect? Hell no. Nowhere near perfect. Some days I don't want to be righteous. Some days I just want to be a thugged out. You dig what I'm saying? And I go through my moments and stuff. So it's a fight. You dig what I'm saying? But every day I wake up, I continuously try to do the right thing. I know how to do the wrong thing. I know how to go out here with a pack and sell dope. I know how to hit the liquor store and go get me a bottle and turn up. I know how to go over this chick's house or go over this chick's house. I could be out here using chicks, having sex, and doing whatever I want to do if that's what I choose to do. But it's super duper hard to have self discipline or to tell a chick, like, listen, I think you smooth. I think you sweetheart, but I'm being celibate. I'm trying to get closer to God. You know what I mean? And that's just the truth. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because in life, you better have some discipline and you better have some respect. And you better have some type of goals or some type of mission that you got going on for your life. Because if you don't, you headed into a brick wall. Because what had just happened to Tyree, it's gonna happen. I ain't saying that same thing is gonna happen to you, but this is what's happening in life. Look at how uh Pastor Livingston was talking about it like yesterday in church. Today is Monday. Yeah, yesterday was Sunday. Yeah, he was talking about it in church. And he was going back to the Bible and he was referencing anybody that's been in the church. If you know what he was saying in the Bible, remember in Genesis chapter 6, you can go back and you can read it sometimes. In Genesis chapter 6, man, I got my Bible right here. Might be meant for me to read the scripture to you. It's chapter 6, and then listen to what God has said, man. You know, he said something that was so powerful, and I used to quote it a lot. And he said, "The Lord said, I will." He says, and the Lord said, "I was sorry that I had made humankind on earth, and it grieved him." He says, "So the Lord said, I will blot him out." He says, "Because since the created people," he says, "their heart is continuously evil." And he says in their minds they are corrupt. And he said that the world had got so bad at one time that he was sorry that he made mankind. And so if anybody know about the story of Noah, remember that Noah built the ark. And the whole time for 120 years while he building the ark, they said he was preaching to people. People thinking he crazy. Like, what you building this big old boat for? Because God is about to rain out his wrath on earth. He said, because in their hearts was just straight violence and it was murder. And he said, all of their thoughts was evil, the intentions. So, when your thoughts is evil, that's your soul. That's your soul, man. So your soul is effed up when you just walking around and you talking evil. That's my mom. She don't know I'm live. I gotta text her back. She probably want me to go to the store. But okay. So listen, make a long story short, you remember that Noah built the boat, God rained on earth, killed everybody off, and Noah had to start all over. Pastor Livingston yesterday was using that same example of saying, look at today. Look at the hearts and the mind of people. Everybody is super, super evil. Everybody, don't nobody care nothing about nobody. People is going to, the dude just went up inside in California, went inside the dance studios or wherever that was at and shot up like 10 people. You dig what I'm saying? Look at what they just did to my man down in Memphis, Tennessee. That was just like straight evil. And just look at what's happening around your communities. Wendy, you over there in Indianapolis, so you already know what it is like over there. I was talking to Auntie Marianne, and they was just saying like in like the last month or like in 1 week, like 13 people got killed in like a week over in that. And so it could be like that. And if you look around and you see how evil that is getting, man, it's time to straighten up, fam. It's time to straighten up. I don't care if you don't believe in the Bible. That's up to you. That's your thing. You dig what I'm saying? But what we seeing right now is an evil that is so crazy and that's so weird. We are watching people get killed in real time. Like right here on social media. We seen George Floyd get killed in real time. Put their knee in his neck and you know what I mean? And killed that man. These people just killed Tyree in real time on camera. You know what I mean? Got him laid up against the police car. And you know what I mean? And y'all just walking around him, ain't doing nothing, ain't trying to get him no help, no nothing. Could have been called the paramedics for this young dude, you know? And so when you start seeing that, you start seeing that type of evil that's going on and going around, man, you should want to get involved, you know? You should want to get out and do something, you know? And then notice how it is though now though. And check this out. Have you noticed that soon as the black police officers got into this type of funk when the spotlight was on them for beating up a person, boy, they came right on out and charged them with murder, didn't they? Came right on out, fired them out the gate. Wasn't no investigation. Usually when it be like some white officers, man, it be an investigation. They got to figure out, do they want to put charges up? Oh, he was resisting arrest. He was doing this. He was doing that. Boy, listen, they smoked them. Soon as they got jammed up, first you done gave them this badge of authority. You done cut them loose in the neighborhood to get down on their own people. And then guess what you do? Soon as they do it, lock them up too. You going to jail too. So guess what? Double whammy for us. We just lost a brother, and we just lost 5 more brothers that's about to go to prison. So now they fathers, they brothers and uncles or something to somebody and to the community. Just what they did last night, you still don't know what kind of family members they had, what kind of kids that they got. You know what I mean? So they are part of something somewhere else. And so now guess what? They go another broken house, another broken home. So you see the whole the whole big picture. The whole big picture is so rough. You know, it's like not only do we got to look out for the white police officers, now we got black people down in the neighborhood getting down on us. And then at the same time, soon as you with your position of authority, whenever you get out of line, guess what they gonna do? They gonna lock your ass up. Your ass going to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You going to jail because you black. Why did you forget that? You black too. So ain't no sense in you coming down here trying to act like you better than us because you black too. And at the end of the day, soon as you get done, they going to cook you just like you down here showing out on them. They going to cook you too, fam. There ain't no love for them people, man. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? And so there it is. I hate it as bad as it sounds. It's just, it is what it is. And see, I get passionate about stuff like that because that's the one thing I don't care for. And me, I might teach this tomorrow. I'm gonna be talking about the enemy and the creation of the enemy in the Bible. And check me out tomorrow, man, because I want to turn y'all on to something. And I'm gonna give you like a little tidbit of what I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna talk to you about why the devil fell from heaven and how Lucifer got changed into Satan, and then how this war between us is going on. And one of the reasons why I really believe in the Bible, because when I learned how to read it and when I understood it, the Bible, it's so much talk about, okay, they took stuff out of the Bible, then they had a slave Bible, they did that. And I believe it that the slave masters did that. But when I learned how to read the Bible, from Genesis all the way to Revelations, from the beginning to the end, the Bible is about Jesus Christ. It's a story about him coming, about what he had to do, and what's gonna happen when he get here, and what's gonna happen when he come back. There's no in between the lines. It's so, there's no room for the other stuff that people is talking about if you learn how to read what the scriptures is trying to tell you. And each scripture that's in the Bible is pointing to Jesus Christ, and it's pointing to a time of who's God people, how much he love you, why he created you, what's going on in this world. But it's all about Jesus Christ coming back to make some sense out of this mess. And so I get it. So I'm going to be doing the Bible studies on Tuesdays to try to put your boots on to why I believe. I'm not trying to convert you to say you should believe like I believe. The Bible says, Jesus said, if I be lifted up, I draw all men to myself. So I'm just going to give you the word. But tune into what I'm trying to tell y'all about Satan. And I'm just going to ask you this question, and then I'm going to shut it down. I think my mom want me to go to the store for it. If you knew that you had an enemy out here and he was trying to kill you, when you get prepared, and I used to tell my guys like this all the time that was in Chicago. I used to tell them all the time, hold on, Grady, what you say? We at Positive Brothers United. We trying to unite our community and people. Hey, Grady, shout out, big dog. I didn't even notice your comment. Let me post that real quick because I think people need to acknowledge that and highlight y'all, because I really do love what you so my man Doc G. Gotta get with you, Doc G. I keep shouting it out, man. I've been trying to move and groove and get my little things up under my belt, but there's no excuse. We need to sit down, man. I just had a conversation with Street today. Me and Street, we sat down. We talked on the phone. We talking about going to lunch. You know what? Let me just put this out in the air. Why don't a bunch of brothers, you know what I mean? Let's tap in, hit my page. Anybody that want to do it, I'm gonna send an invite back out to Bob and to my cousin Black over at Divine Creations and anybody else. Why don't we see if we can put together a dinner for the adults? Let's put a dinner together for us as brothers and try to see if we can brainstorm and come up with some ideas on how we can come back and start talking to each other. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna calling out everybody from like 21 and over, because I need you older guys to be conscious of us, and we need to be conscious of y'all. And then how can we stop and turn around and help these kids out before these kids get to 18 and come out of high school and get to acting like us, because we the ones that they looking up to. We the role models right now. So I'm just putting it out there as an idea. If anybody else got something that they want to add with that, let's do it. I'm with it, man. We got enough money. We can feed each other. You dig what I'm saying? We can sit down and feed each other. The little point that I was trying to make is that I learned how to read the Bible, and we in a spiritual war. So when I asked you if you knew that you had an enemy and he was trying to kill you and he was trying to take your life, what would you do? Because Jesus said in the Bible, he says the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So he trying to kill us as black men. He's trying to destroy our families. He's trying to tear up our household, and he's trying to steal our joy. He's trying to steal any and everything that you got, from your bank account to your career, to your talents, anything that you got to show yourself as a king in this world that God created you to be. You know what I mean? You a child of God. You a king. You a prophet. You a priest. The enemy is out trying to kill you. So a lot of times we get sidetracked with the Memphis police, or the white man did this, or they made this Bible to do that. When actuality, it's a spiritual war. It's the enemy trying to get you not to focus on God. So then that way he can come in and kill you, because this right here, this life is temporary. Everybody got a date with death. Everybody. That's one thing that's promised to everybody on this earth. You're gonna die. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the reason why Bear Truth, the insurance agent, to the rescue. Holla at your boy. I'll come over there and get you together, get you and your family together. I'm just joking. But meanwhile, back to being serious, though, for real. I had to promote myself. I got to advertise myself, baby, for real. I'm proud of myself today. You dig what I'm saying? Thank y'all for y'all support. But for real, for real, for real, you're going to die on this earth. You have a date with death. You dig what I'm saying? And so when you leave from here, you're going somewhere else. You dig what I'm saying? Life is not over. But that's what the Bible talks about. the spirit realm, the spirit war, the prayer life. Why you think people is praying? We ain't just praying for it just to happen right here. The prayer war is going out there in the atmosphere in the different levels of heaven. There are prayer warriors that's praying, that's warring over our life. And so when we praying for each other and lifting each other up, that war is going on. We got people up there fighting for us, and then it's manifested down on heaven, from heaven down to earth. That's why we be saying, your will be done as it is in heaven, on earth as it is in heaven. Let your will be done. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So whatever we pray for, whatever's happening in the spiritual realm is manifested down here on earth. And right now, everybody, you got an enemy and he's trying to kill you. He's trying to, you know what I mean? He's trying to kill your kids and your family and everything else. I don't know who that is. That's probably like spam. For real, I'm so tired of them, man. But yeah, and so listen, Positive Brothers United. I gotta holler at Doc G. We've been talking about it. You know what I mean? We've been saying we're gonna do it. Let's stop. I'm gonna stop talking about it, and I'm just gonna shoot the invite out. And then, if y'all want me to, I'm the lead person. So now that I got a little bit more free time, I will try to find a place that we can all go where we can sit like at least like 10 to 15. Maybe we might be able to do the little spot next to Playmakers and then have somebody cater. You know what I mean? We can call on Justin's Tacos, or we can pay Nicole, you know what I mean, to feed everybody. We pay her or Ken Lee. You know what I mean? Ken Lee, you watching the podcast, let me put you out there because you're already plugged in with it. You know what I mean? You've been talking about that. We've been talking about doing something. We're gonna pay you to cook, and you get it together, and let's sit down and let's break bread. Because when you break bread, that's the meaning of family. When we sit down and when we eat together, that means that we're a family and we're a community. And I'm not saying let's not just show up just to try to say I showed up, the who's. We're not even coming in to be flashy. If I would even say everybody coming in normal, don't bring no jewelry, no nothing. Come in there with a broken heart, man, and saying, hey, let's sit down. How can we go back and reach our kids? How can we go back and reverse this curse and create a new cool and show a new cool and stand on it? You dig what I'm saying? And hold each other accountable. When I see you not doing what you're supposed to be doing, man, hold me accountable. You dig what I'm saying? I do not mind you holding me accountable. You know what I mean? Listen, as long as it's about the right thing, I do not care. Sometimes people need accountability. So I'm gonna throw that out since I just seen you, Grady, because it's love, man. It's so much love every time I seen y'all. I seen everything y'all was doing for the summer, the fireworks, everything that y'all be doing. You got Devin and them always giving away toys and stuff like that. I'm gonna holler at Cuz. I'm gonna holler at him and little Devin and see what they want to do. See if we can get them involved. Bob and Black already said that they wanted to do something. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna mess around and make a post. I'm holler at my big cousin Troy because I'm pretty sure that he probably knows somewhere or somehow we can do it. We might even be able to do it at his church. I think he's got enough tables and he's got enough space for us to do it. And to tell you the truth, Ken, I think he might even have the food. He's got a food pantry. I'm not gonna stick my foot in the mouth and say that, but man, when I say they be feeding people and giving food away, they do an awesome job over there at higher elevation. So salute to Troy Lockhart, man. I love you because I love what you and your wife is doing. Y'all always blessing my mom, throwing her stuff. I went through there the other day when we did that one little meeting. Me and him wanted to sitting up there just chopping it up with each other. As soon as I left, fam just threw me all kind of steaks and all kind of stuff for me and my mom. And so I'm putting it out there because that's the best way to do it. Speak it into fruition. You know what I mean? And it shall come to pass. And so, Claudine, I see you on deck. I know you're a prayer warrior. Pray for us. Wendy, my big cousin, I love you. I know you're a prayer warrior. Keep praying for us. Anybody that's prayer warriors, pray for us. And Grady, I'm gonna throw it out there. You close to Doc G. Holler at Doc G and Soul and some people from over there on that side. And I'm gonna organize some guys over here on this side and see what we can do. See if we can get somewhere, man, and sit down and chop it up and have a dinner, man. And where us as guys can come together and say, hey, man, you know what? I love you. You know, man, let's go back and let's do something, you know what I mean, positive. Because some of us didn't make it, man, but some of us did. And so give God the glory for that. Keep the Nichols family in your prayer, man. God bless Tyree Nichols' family, his mother, his dad, and even pray for the police officers too. Just because they did a bad deed, we ain't, you know what I mean, we ain't gonna throw them away either. You know, we're gonna pray for them and ask God, man, you gotta go ahead and get that time though. Now you gotta go somewhere and sit down. You gotta get it because you did wrong. So go somewhere and sit down And sometimes when you go sit down, it's all right. Maybe you sit down for a minute and strip you of that title and bring you back to reality. You come back home sometime in the future, maybe you'll be all right. Maybe you'll try to do something for them brothers that's in prison. They need you in prison now. You dig what I'm saying? Form a task force in prison and help them guys out. You dig? You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure, Los. They need it. And so listen, man, we at the hour mark. As usual, man, I love y'all. Listen and learn Mondays. Grady said maybe they will wake up now. Yeah, but you no doubt. As Peasy, I see you just checked in with me, baby. I hope you're doing good in Chicago, man. So yeah, keep us in prayer. Grady, do that for me, baby. And you got my page. We friends on Facebook. Hit me up page. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to Troy, and once I can get it official, I'm gonna talk to Ken Lee and see how much he would probably charge us for something like that. So we want to make it a men's thing. Let's make it men's. So we can either get Justin, Ken Lee, or somebody and make it men's. Shout out to Nicole and your food truck, everything that you're doing, sweetheart. But I really wish that the guys can just get it together. Us come together, have a dinner, break bread, you dig what I'm saying, and chop it up and come up with some ideas and hold each other accountable and go back and try to help our neighborhoods out. This is Listen and Learn Monday. I'm Bear Truth. I love y'all. I swear to God, I love you. Peace.